everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Language Lab, and we are back with another banger. This is where language meets science to make the world a better place. I'm your host Naledi, and today we'll be diving into critical thinking and how it can boost your speaking and listening skills. And today we are surrounded by honorable guests. This is Dr.
Msahali.
And a new teacher in the game,
Mr. Zonke.
and an experienced one,
Miss Matelis.
Okay, and I hope that we'll be having fun and discussing special methods about critical thinking. So let's dive straight into our conversation for this. So, as I've said, that we have an experienced teacher here, Miss Matibesi. So, as someone that's been in the profession for way too long, what are some of the strategies that have worked for you?
Thank you for inviting me to be amongst the greatest of the greatest. And then one of the strategies that I use is, well, from my 20 years of teaching, one of the effective strategies that I've used is creating a safe and interactive classroom environment where learners feel safe to speak without fear of being judged or laughter.
I believe that we've had a handful, but we didn't hear anything from you saying, oh, doctor. So, to know how critically thinking actually makes someone a better speaker and listener.
Critical thinking is the fundamental aim of learning a language because it transforms the passive skills, practice, and meaningful engagement. The CAPS document aims to enable learners to express and justify, orally in writing, their own ideas, views, and emotions confidently to become independent and analytically thinkers. For speaking, critical thinking guides the development and justification thinkers. And the CAPS document maintains that teachers must provide high quality feedbacks, which is at the heart of good assessment or assignment. Created to the principle of assignment, which informs the practice of page 20 of the CAPS document, helping learners understand where and how to improve their mistakes or where they went wrong. For listening, it serves a higher function, as learning a first additional language should enable learners to use additional language and means of critical and creative thinking.
You've been saying a lot of CAPS. So what is this CAPS? Is this your Bible, something that you use on a daily basis?
Yeah. As teachers, we identify CAPS as our Bible because we refer most of the things.
Exactly, like we refer as CAPS as our little newborn baby. You know, like a newborn baby, you have to check up on it every time. We are like that type.
That's a very essential thing when it comes to teaching.
Yes.
CAPS.
I hope you also check on our kids.
Those stresses are the big, but we do.
And then those kids are in safe hands. So, sir, as a novice teacher, what are some of the key challenges that you've been facing?
As a new teacher in the industry, your question, we can categorize it in two questions, which is the learner-related issues and the teacher-related issues. Like Probin said in 2010, that was in his findings. He said that most learners from rural areas, they lack exposure to the language, whereby they only exposed to the language only in the classroom environment, making it difficult for them to grasp the language. We have the systematic challenges, of which one of them is the code switching by teachers, whereby you find that in rural areas, we have learners from different backgrounds and they use different languages. They come from different homes where others speak language as their native language. Others are non-native language speakers of English. So teachers end up using the code switching, trying to accommodate those non-native speakers, learners. So they end up not grasping much of the English language because teachers are trying to accommodate them with the indigenous language.
It's like teachers can also be the downfall of this, but thank you guys. Thank you for your work.
No.
We appreciate it.
We can integrate the diverse activities like Kai stated in one of his researches in 2006. He said that we should use the role-play simulations and put it more into practice and to use it to define the social settings. And he again said we can use the interviews and the discussions as to encourage the thinking in sustainable communication between learners. And then in the last part, I think he said we can use the analytical part, the picture describing and the storytelling to improve the coherence and the vocab usage. And the second part, the classroom management strategy, which is the how to teach part. He then said that we can provide a constructive and encourage a feedback that is stated in Richard and Robinson findings. By the way, in 2014, I think he said that we have to always provide the feedback to learners, address the errors in a way that does not make learners to feel ashamed of themselves. Thank you.
I'm quite impressed by the way his advice.
Doesn't sound like a new teacher.
Exactly. As a new teacher, he has so much information, which is impressive.
You have passion.
Yes, because I think someone said like, as teachers, we are the lifelong learners. We have to learn more, how to read more, and we have to preach what we teach. Because as a teacher, I can't tell learners to study. Whereas I'm sitting, I'm focusing on the CAPS document. I'm focusing on the study materials that I'm given. So I have to find more to give them more, so that I can improve as a teacher too, and help them to improve as learners and to be fluent in language. Because there's this trend that is going saying there's no master of language. Us as the teachers of language, we are expected to be the masters of language, to articulate ourselves well.
Yes. You know, I can confidently say that the profession of teachers is in good hands. Like Mr.
The future is bright.
You see that?
Yeah. So I hope. So I believe that you know a lot about teaching. You even know the science behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of motivation do you think is enough for learners to it's enough to influence learners to practice speaking daily?
Now, motivation. I have a few things to say when it comes to motivation. First thing, engagement. Teachers must select content with a topic that will interest learners. Because CAPS states that little or no learning can be achieved if learners are not engaged. The second thing is highly quality feedback. That's the most important thing. Motivation is sustained by effective assessments and feedbacks.
One of the activities that I use is communicative activities in my classroom, like debates, interviews, and role plays where they say about something that can act as an advantage for their learning in the classroom.
Yeah,
When it comes to communicative activities, that benefits learners to build their relationship, teamwork, those things.
Peer assessments, things like that.
So they do play a huge role.
Yes, because we encourage the learners to think critically while speaking. Yes. Just as the CAPS document, section C, pages 13 to 21, recommends that developing both speaking and listening through meaningful interaction is very important in the classroom.
Doctor, can you say that these two teachers are implementing the science behind language?
Say that without even thinking twice, because the things that they mentioned, it's mostly used. And I like what he said, that teaching is considered as a field. You learn, you teach.
I love that.
That's amazing.
So I hope that today's talk reminded us that critical thinking is not only essential for exams, but it's also essential for our day-to-day lives.
Yes.
For speaking and listening, which is an important skill when it comes to communicating with other people. So for me and our honorable guest, we'll see you on another episode of Language Lab, where language meets science to make the world a better place.
Thank you. Wait. Don't forget the fact that what? We are done.